Hello beautiful people, welcome back to Everyday October. If you are new here, hi, my name is Cole. I love fun, bright, colourful makeup, and if you do too, you're in the right place. Just a little side note, this look is coming on Friday, so if you do want to know what I used, keep your eyes peeled. I'm gonna tease you a little bit today. So see, today we're doing a video that I love to film. You guys always seem to love to watch. Today we're going to be talking about 10 palettes, and we're going to talk about whether I would repurchase them or not if they disappeared out of my collection. We have got some limited edition ones in here, but we're just going to pretend like they're all available. Sam picked these 10 out, so there's a good mix, and yeah, let's, without further ado, get into it. Okay, the first palette, this is Beauty Bay's Desert Haze. Since I did my review and I did my bingo with Millie, I've not touched this one. For me, it's nice, but it is a neutral colour story. It's not something I reach for very often, and I do have neutral palettes that I would reach for over the top of this one. So although it's pretty, this one would go down as a no. If this one disappeared, I probably wouldn't be that bothered. Am I just buying the Beauty Bay 20 pans at the moment because I have a collector's mentality and I like to be able to film them for you guys? Potentially. Right, next up we have Melt Amore Mariposa. This is one of my favourite palettes in my collection. The fact this was limited edition is an absolute travesty. But I absolutely would repurchase this one again. It's such a fun colour story. You've kind of got a row of greens, a row of like very light browns, kind of orangey burgundy shades, and then purples and a red. It's beautiful. This shade, Abuelita, absolute favourite shade in the palette. I'm obsessed with it. This one I would 100% buy again. If this one disappeared out of my collection, I would be so sad. Okay, and I X makeup just for fun. This is the Flora Story palette. I expected this one to be my least favourite out of the 3 palettes they released, but actually I think it's probably the one I've used the most. Now, if it disappeared, I probably wouldn't repurchase it. Although it's the one I've used the most out of the 3, and it has got some really nice shimmers in it, like the Good Own's Eye shimmer formula, which I feel like we don't get very often these days. I probably wouldn't repurchase it. I like the green and the purple combo, but I have palettes that do, for me, the green and purple combo better. Okay, I can never remember which way around these are. I think this is Mantra 1 from Beauty Moon. This is Love, Power, Sexuality and Survival. This one is oranges, yellows and greens. Can we just take a minute for this shade here called Luna? Absolutely beautiful. And this shade here called Pulse. So stunning. Tori does metallics so well. Out of all of my Beauty Moon palettes, I would say this is probably one of my least favourite colour stories. I do like it, I'm just not a massive fan of warm neutrals these days. However, I think for the sake of these 2 shades, I think I probably would repurchase it because they are so beautiful. I absolutely love Tori's shimmer formulas. These kind of like flaky shimmers are just incredible. So I think if those 2 weren't in it, and this one actually called Voltage, which is a duochrome green to orange, I possibly wouldn't repurchase this without the shimmers in because the mattes aren't my favourite kind of shades. But I think with the shimmers, I think I probably would repurchase this one. So we're 2 for 2. Next up we have Beauty Bay 16 pan in the Tropicals. I love this colour story. If you know me, you know I love pinks. I love to mix pink with yellow. I absolutely love this colour story. I think it's one of the best colour stories that Beauty Bay have. Without doubt would repurchase this one. This one seems to be, they seem to release it in the summer and then it seems to disappear and then they seem to bring it back. So I'm not going to complain because stunning, absolutely would 100% repurchase that one. Okay, next up we have the Gerard Cosmetics Angel palette. I used this one so much when I first got it, but now without doubt there's definitely better pastel palettes in my collection. It's got like 10 big pans and then 10 half pans, which I've never really understood why that is. The shades are beautiful. Like if we just swatch a couple, I'm only swatching the mattes because to be honest the shimmers are a bit lackluster. But the shades are beautiful. Just the way this is laid out is not great in my opinion. And like I said, the shimmers are just a bit, like they're not even like, they're nothing special, but they're not, to me they're not kind of good basic shimmers, if that makes sense. I've got nothing against like basic shimmers, but for me these ones aren't great. And yeah, there's like this angel shade, they're just a bit lackluster. I like the mattes, but I wouldn't buy it again if push came to shove. Okay, fine. This is the this is the palette for eye and face. How original. I do believe this is the deep variation. I think you can get medium, light, and light, medium, and deep. I went for deep because it's got more colours that I would be kind of drawn to in it. Some of these shimmers across the top here are so stunning. They're so buttery, so shimmery and gorgeous, lovely stuff. And the mattes in here are really great. I bought this as like a basic matte palette and I really like it for that. Is it one that I reach for all the time? No. Is it one I'm going to like claim as like a holy grail for me? No, because I don't really wear neutrals. But for a basic, I wanted this kind of to pair with like pinks and purples and stuff. So I had some of these kind of deeper, warmer kind of browns and blacks. So yeah, I like it for that. I would repurchase it if it disappeared. It's not like, I'm not going to write home about it, but I do really like it. Okay, Be Perfect Carnival 3 Love Tahiti. This is my favourite rainbow carnival palette, without a doubt. This green here called Key Lime is my absolute love. Coral is beautiful, yellow is beautiful. This is great. I love the Be Perfect formula. This shade called Starlight is so pretty. It's like an iridescent, like toppery lilac. Like I said, this is my favourite carnival palette personally. I think it's really well balanced. It's got virtually no neutrals in, which for me is a win. I really like this one. I absolutely would repurchase this one. I don't actually know if you can still get this one. I'm not sure. I will leave everything linked below if you can still get it, and I'll let you know if anything is discontinued in the description box. Okay, original Blend Bunny Sickly Sweet. If you are a regular, you will know this is my absolute favourite Blend Bunny palette. This is a pastel palette done so much better than the Angel palette. Number one, the shimmers. Look, that's Cotton Candy. That's Cupcake. That's Big Feelings. Gorgeous. Nothing intense, incredible, just normal shimmers that are beautifully pigmented and really intense. This has got every pastel colour you could ever want, including like different variations of the same pastel. Like you've got like 3 pastel yellows depending on how intense you want it to be, which I love. And then we have lots of deepening shades. I love a pastel palette with deepening shades. Yeah, I think this is a pastel palette done beautifully, and I would probably say this is my favourite pastel palette in my collection. I know they have, I think they've reduced it by a row, so I think the new one's only 24 shades, but yes, love that one. And I'd definitely repurchase it. And then finally, he also pulled out another pastel palette, the Glaminatrix Pretty in Pastels. Again, love the fact that there's some deepening shades in here. This one isn't as many shades. It's got some beautiful shimmers. This green is a little bit kind of duochrome-y, but they're very like wet looking. You've got 8 pastels and then 4 kind of very basic deepening shades. I really love this palette too. I think it's beautiful. I wear the blues in here quite a lot. And it's so pigmented, so beautifully blendable, like Glaminatrix shadows always are. I really love this one. I definitely repurchase it. I think this one probably comes second to this one in the ranking of the pastel palettes in my collection. So yeah, let me know what you thought. Is there any of these that you really disagree with? Would you definitely not repurchase one of these? Or you kind of screaming at me for saying I wouldn't repurchase another one? Let me know it all in the comments down below. If you did enjoy this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. If you'd like to see more from me, hit subscribe. And if you want to make sure you never miss another video, hit the bell icon and YouTube will notify you next time I post. You've been fabulous. I've been Call the Ball, and I'll see you next time. Bye!